This is called feasibility index or feasibility assessment template. Feasibility index matrix is also one of the name of this particular matrix. So this matrix is the very first document which is prepared if you are thinking about RPA to implement in your business process. And this is one of the sheet which will help you to. So I was talking about this document. This document is one of the formal document which is very important for gaining the approvals from the management side, because it will give you a confidence that RPA feasibility is high, low, moderate, or whatever you get from this particular template. And this is one of the most practiced template in the RPA environment. And most of the companies, most of the RPA teams are using this template to understand whether the process is good candidate for automation or not. All right. So here we have to give some quantitative inputs in terms of figures, in terms of range, in terms of percentage, in terms of answers in yes or no, and that will give us the complete index, or the index, calculated index after performing some calculations. All right. So let's start with the top first portion. So I hope if you can see on my screen, I'll use a spotlight. All right. So I'm talking about this business unit. Here you have to mention the business unit you want to automate. Then business unit vertical is mentioned here, process name, process manager, and team size of as-is process. So we are yet talking about as-is process. That means the process which is in manual, which is being performed in manual way, or we can call it traditional way or conventional way. All right. So here we are giving the details of existing process. We call it as-is process in RPA. Now coming to the questions one by one. So this particular matrix is divided into three portions. I'll scroll down a bit. All right. And these three portions are process input, technical feasibility, and volumetric. In the first portion, which is called process input, we have certain points, certain questions which we need to answer. The very first question is, what percentage of your input is in scanned format? So if it is asking about scanned format, that means it should be in TIFF, PDF, TIFF, mail attachment, etc. And if it is in scan format, then we cannot directly copy the text. Scanned format means the text. See, we have two types of PDF. The very first PDF is native PDF, and another PDF is scanned PDF. So they are talking about scanned PDF. In scanned PDF, the data or the document is converted into the image form. Suppose we have taken a print of a form, survey form or any other form document, and we have we have then scanned it, then it will be saved in the form of image. We cannot directly copy paste the data from it. I'll just open the native PDF file so that you can understand what type of file I'm talking about. So I'll open few of the PDF files in front of you. All right. So this is one of the PDF. It seems to be, a native PDF, but it's not. You cannot copy, or you cannot select the specific element if you want from this PDF file. So this PDF file is either it is printed and then it is scanned, or it is scanned from a book or from a newspaper or from any other type of text which is in the printed form. All right. So these type of PDFs are called scanned PDF. I'll show you what is native PDF. So this we can term as native PDF, because if you want to select specific elements, we can select it easily. If you want to select invoice number, if you want to select order number, if you want to select date, we can select it easily. That is why it is called native PDF. And the basic thing about native PDF is these type of PDFs are created in Word document or any other document where you can edit the Word editing document, which can edit the text, and then it is saved in the form of PDF. So these are called native PDF. And these type of PDF, the PDF where you have to use optical character recognition, which is called OCR engines, to extract data from it, right? So these are the two PDF types. So they are talking about, in this matrix, they are talking about the important scanned format. Format means the format in which we have to use OCR, right? So suppose if you give some percentage, you have to click here, and this drop down will open, and you can select the percentage range from this particular portion. All right. Next question which is asked here is, do you have access to the scan data in electronic format? Now what they are asking, suppose this is scanned format. Suppose this file is in scanned format. Now, using any OCR engine or using any technology, do you have access to the digital data or electronic data from this particular scan document? If yes, you have to say yes. If no, you have to say no. Suppose I will say yes. All right. Now, third question is, so I hope these two questions are clear to everyone. So we were on the second question. In the second question, they have asked about, do you have access to scan data in electronic format or not? So as Rupali said, I have made it no. All right. Now, if we have specified the percentage, as we have this particular 0 to 15% of data in the scan format, and we are unable to process that scan format because we are unable to convert it into electronic format. Therefore, the rest of the data will be used for processing. We will not be touching this particular data. Are you getting me what I'm trying to say? Suppose you are getting 100 records. Suppose if you are getting 100 invoices to be processed daily, and out of those 100 invoices, you are getting 5 invoices in the handwritten form, right? In this, first of all, they are handwritten, then they are scanned, and they are sent to you, and then they have sent it to you, all right? But 95 invoices out of them are either native PDF or in the form of scanned PDF, where you can apply some technique to extract data out of it. You can convert the data in electronic format. So we are talking about that data which can be converted, which can be on which we can perform Control C and Control V. So this is the range where we can specify that. All right. And if we make it yes, then it will also make difference, because it is counting it as a 0. I hope these 3 questions are clear to everyone.
Yes.
Any doubt, any questions, any query? All right, let's move to fourth question. What percentage of your input is in unstructured, that is free float text, email body, notes, or anything like that? So here we have to specify the text which is editable, which we can copy, but that is free flow. Suppose if you are scraping data from a website, and in that website we have data in the format of a paragraph, then we call it flow text, free flow. If we are reading an email, and in that email there is no template, no format followed, and directly a text is written in the form of paragraphs, then we call it free flow text. So they are asking what percentage of your input is in unstructured, that is free flow text, email body, or notes. So here you have to specify the percentage of that. Next is, in case of structured data, do we have standard template or layout? Example, Excel, mail body, PDFs. So we can even write emails in the HTML format, where we have specific format and specific tags which are used, and we can copy the specific keywords from them, and we can use it for a reference. So they are asking about that structured data, and do we work on templates or layouts? We have to answer it as yes or no. So if you are targeting for a process, then we should have given this answer in yes, or we can give it in no. So now the next question is, are there frequent updates in the template? So now we are considering this business process. So they are talking about this template, the template which is being received by the customer to process their order to as an order request. All right. So suppose if the order is coming in different templates, then it will be very difficult for the team who's working on automation to copy this data from here to here, from Excel to order management system. In manual, it is okay because you can see, you can find out where the data is, where the particular field is there, where you have to copy the particular data from. But if you are talking about automation, then once it is trained, it is trained. So on the basis of that training, the robot will work, robot will copy data and paste it in the order management system. But if again and again the template is getting changed, then it will be very difficult for robot to process that order, right? So that is why it should be very rarely changed, right? Very rarely, weekly, quarterly, monthly, yearly. Now talking about the next question, this is part B, which is technical feasibility. Does process involve working in Citrix? So they're talking about any other than Citrix. If you are working on any other virtual machine, they are talking about that virtual machine. So if it is yes, you have to say yes. If it is no, you can say no. All right. If yes, can you do Control C of the data, Control C on the data field you want to read, and Control V on the application you want to move the data? You have to say yes, no here. If no, can it be extracted from any other system like APIs? Suppose if you are not getting direct access to the data, can you copy it through APIs and then XML, then you can consume the XML? They are asking that question. You can say yes or no here. Does the process include judgmental decision making considering multiple criteria or credit assessment? Example, credit assessment. You have to say yes or no. Simple question, simple answer. Then we have 2.5. What percentage of volume has dependency on clarification from customer through calls or emails? We have to specify the percentage here. Suppose we have dependency only 16 to 30%, then we can specify this. If we have more than that, we can specify even more than that. All right. And these are volumetric questions. How many FTEs are involved in that process? Suppose we are working on 15 FTEs. What average daily volume flowing through the process? Suppose we are daily getting 1,000 records, so we will fill 1,000 here. What is the average handling time? I'll say 8 hours. So like this template is prepared, and it will give us this value 33 NI. And talking about the legends, 29 to 35 is good candidate for automation. 15 to 28 is automation possible, but with some challenges. And at last, 0 to 24, it is not good candidate for automation. That is how we can understand the feasibility of a particular business process for automation. So I'll quickly show you ROI, but let me tell you, in ROI, we need so many details which are not with the development team, or even with the project manager or the team lead, or the people who are working in that process. Those details are to be filled in consultation with the team who is in admin, or the admin team, or the HR team, or the finance team, or accounting team. I'll open that template for you so that you can understand what I'm talking about. All right. So this is ROI. ROI analysis means return on investment, and here we have to fill these details in the numbers, in the figures, or in the cost point of view. So here we can fill number of processes. Here we can fill on average each process saves how many hours. So these are few things which a team who is working on that process or that manual process can fill. But the things like cost per error, cost per hour, increase availability and reliability, application data, these type of figures are filled in consultation with the accounts team and HR team. All right. So after making all the calculations, it will give you savings from manual hours, saving from error reduction, saving from productivity gain, saving from business agility, savings from customer satisfaction and brand improvement, savings from improved compliance and data governance. So all these things are added, and it gives you savings in 1 year, all processes. Now, basic ROI, saving in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and the total of 3 years it is given here. Average is given here, and here they will calculate the cost of solution or the cost of that software which is used for creating the automations. And this is then compared with the savings, and that is how you get the ROI. So this is detailed ROI sheet. Usually this is not filled by the development team or the team who's working technically in that. It is filled by finance and accounting team, and so many people are involved, so many stakeholders are involved in this particular sheet. But again, this sheet is very important document to give the confidence in any business process that a particular business process or these or a project will be able to get that amount of revenue, or will be able to save that particular amount which we are spending on, or how much time it will take to get back that amount, to return that amount in terms of revenue when we invest a huge amount in terms of licensing cost of a particular automation tool. All right. So these were two templates which we had to discuss. So let's quickly start with a video, and then we'll move to, because this talk about the basic things like input, processing time, and details like that, which is common in each and every company where they are processing some businesses where they're processing some data.
Sure.
I hope my screen is visible.
By people far and wide. Robots have helped people, unburdening them from dull, repetitive work so they can do the work that's worth doing. This has made people love the robots. And this love of robots has made RPA the fastest growing enterprise technology on Earth. It's also made the people want more robots. But not just any robots. They want smart robots. Robots that can do things like looking through invoices, making sense of sales notes, or reading endless contracts. So they want robots to have smart skills like reading, listening, and even holding a conversation. And they want collaborative robots that can pass tasks back and forth smoothly. So the robots do the routine and the people can handle the exceptions. Robots with a sense of rhythm. They want robots to automate any process possible. But the people need help to figure out which processes to automate and how to do that. So it's AI to the rescue with task mining. And more kinds of people want robots. Non-developer, business-type people want robots. They want robots that are easy peasy to use. Some of them might even make their own. That has to be easy peasy too. And to take advantage of all the good automation ideas of others. The people want a place to post and share their robots. Finally, the people want to be able to prove to Glenn in finance that the robot investment is paying off. So they want to measure the robot's work and provide performance insights, and then generate reports to explain how much money RPA has saved their organization. Glenn is always happy to see a good return on robots investment. The Uipath platform for hyper-automation. It's the world's only comprehensive RPA platform that gives the people what they want, from discovery to measurement and all the wonderful robots in between.
So this was about Uipath robot, and so quickly I'll play one more video to give you.
Have you ever wondered?
To give you more understanding about invoice extraction and processing.
Have you ever wondered
Audible
what
and visible?
robotic process
Audible and visible?
Yes, Ashish.
Okay.
automation or RPA can do for you?
In short, it provides a competitive advantage by helping you improve both accuracy and speed of operations while radically driving down costs. So how does it work? In this video, we'll show you how Uipath streamlines an invoice process end-to-end. You are about to see a robot performing the following activities. Monitoring a dedicated folder where invoices are saved in PDF format. Reading invoices from that folder one by one. Extracting key information from the invoices. Opening SAP. Filling in invoice details in SAP. Sending email notifications. Please note that the robot will do some activities in the background, such as most of the invoice-related actions, monitoring a folder or checking its email address. Now let's see it working. Right now, it's monitoring a folder where 3 invoices are stored and collecting all the information needed so it can register them one by one. It then asks the tester to introduce the email address where the posting notification will be sent, and also performs basic checks to see if the SAP is open and runs it on its own if not. Logging into SAP using its credentials, it then starts processing the invoices one by one. We can see it filling in data such as vendor code, invoice date, invoice number, invoice amount, invoice description, and GL account, and ends up by filling the payment term. Following that, it registers the remaining 2 invoices in the assigned company code. An email containing the SAP registration number is sent automatically by the robot after successfully registering each invoice. Checking in the background, the robot verifies whether the VAT on the invoice matches the one in our database, and if so, will post it automatically. Otherwise, it will park it and send a dedicated email to the responsible person highlighting this difference and asking what to do. Post the invoice or to cancel it and send it back to the vendor. All the invoice's details are visible in the email it sends, so let's reply with yes to the message for an invoice with a VAT difference. Finally, it will check its email address in the background, access SAP using the appropriate transaction code, and post the invoice. And that's it. The robot has successfully posted the 3 invoices in SAP. Do you want to know more? We're happy to.
So have you got the clarity in invoice processing with this example, with this video? All right.